This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Regis Prograis over Zoom. Regis, how are you doing?
I'm perfect, bro. Real good. I'm actually traveling right now, but I'm good. Everything is cool right now.
That's good to hear. Where are you off to, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm going back home to Texas. I was in Lake Charles for just the weekend. It was my sister's birthday, so we came to the casino and gambled a little bit. But I'm on the way back home now. Back to Texas.
A bit of time off for yourself, Regis. How important is that on the back of obviously the Redkach fight?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just like a huge weight is lifted off my shoulder. Every training camp is very, very hard, bro. Like, it's just, all the training camps, it's 2 months of just nonstop training and, training 3 times a day, just resting, taking a nap, eating and training, just only boxing. So right now, it's just like my relaxed time and let go. And now I can really, just enjoy myself for a little while.
Regis, let's obviously go back to the victory against Ivan Redkach. A controversial ending. Obviously, everybody had you winning at the time. I know you've done a few interviews since, but just for us, can you kind of explain to us how you reacted to that initial situation with Redkach dropping to the floor?
I mean, listen, bro, I never throw low shots, and I mean, of course, everybody can make mistakes, but I rarely never ever throw like low shots. Even in sparring, I'm not known as a dirty fighter. I don't hit nobody low, even no matter if it's a right hander or left hander. Now, of course, you can make mistakes and things like that, but I just don't do that. And I knew it was bullshit, And so once I hit him with the shot, and then he started rolling around, it was all controversy. His wife started cursing me out. His wife was like, "Fuck you, you motherfucker, fuck you," and it was just like all chaos all over. And then so the crowd in the Triller crowd was very, very small, so it's very intimate. So it was just like being in the gym. So everybody was like, everybody was like right next to the ring, and you can talk to like the crowd. So I'm like talking to the crowd, and I was like talking to the crowd, talking to his wife, and then the referee was like, "All right, you say something again, I'm gonna disqualify you." So I was like, "All right, I'll be quiet." I shut my mouth. I went to the neutral corner, and I was being quiet. And then I know Mario Lopez, so I called Mario. I was like, he was one of the commentators. I know Mario and I know Al Bernstein. And I called Mario. I was like, "Mario, what's up? It was that low?" And because they was looking on the screens, and he was like, "Nah, that's a clean shot, man. That was real good." And that same thing, Al Bernstein was telling me that. And then Snoop Dogg started talking to me. He was like, "Homie, that was a good, good fight." And that shot. And so that was kind of all the stuff that was going on,
Regis, just since the fight, I know that it's been changed from what was a technical win to a stoppage. How key was that for you to get that stoppage on your record, and how frustrating was it that initially it wasn't put down like that?
Yeah, I definitely need that stoppage, bro. That was what I was complaining about. I was like, once it happened and then he was rolling around and then they said that it wasn't a knockout, I was mad about it. I was pissed off. I was like, bro, make that a knockout. I was like, man, that's a knockout. You got to make that. So, after the fight, you got to go see the doctor. And, after I was in the doctor and I was like, man, I want that to be a stoppage. Make it a stoppage on my record. And then you got to go see a doctor. Then we did the media stuff. And then after that, I went and go pick up my check, and then the person I picked my check for, I was like, man, make sure y'all put a knockout on my record. Right, I'm glad.
Regis, talk to me about what's next for yourself. I know I've seen Adrien Broner's name mentioned and floated about. Is that the fight you can see happening next?
I really think that's a big fight next. I don't know who it's gonna be, but I'm assuming I'm optimistic that it will be Adrien Broner next. I just think that, listen, me and Adrien Broner is meant for Triller. Like, me and him, we're meant for that type of stuff. Like, with our personalities, the fight will be huge. And, Adrien Broner, no matter what people say about him, Adrien Broner don't duck nobody. He's going to fight anybody, but he wants his money. He wants a lot of money. And Triller is the perfect platform to put it on, So I think that, I'm optimistic. I really think that the Adrien Broner fight is probably potentially next.
what do you make of a bout between yourself and Adrien Broner, and how would you expect it to play out if a pair of you in the ring? Stylistically, how do you think you'd match up?
I think I'll beat the shit out of Adrien Broner, bro. Not lying. I think I'll beat the shit out. I don't even just think I won't even, if I go in that camp, I won't even focus on winning the fight because I know I'm gonna beat him. I'm focused on if I can stop him or not, because he's never been stopped. So that'll be a huge statement on my part if I can stop Adrien Broner. I'm not worried about beating Adrien Broner. I'm not worried about that. For me, it'll be a huge fight because we know all these people. We know all the same people, the hip hop community, and we both of us talk a lot of shit together, and that'll be a real big mega build up to the fight. And but as far as the fight goes, bro, I definitely think I could blow him out, but I won't even think about boxing for 12 rounds. My whole thing would be like, I'll be trying to stop him.
Regis, just moving forward, just want to touch on Triller and their work with yourself. How did you find the experience? Obviously, big players now coming into the market, spending a lot of money. What was the experience like and their setup?
I mean, I like, I like the experience, but it was kind of loose. It was more like a party, more than anything else. Like that's kind of how the whole atmosphere, that's how the whole vibe was. Because if I'm not mistaken, like me and Ivan was really like the only two fighters on the card that was real, like boxers, like real boxers, So, I mean, they had other people and stuff like probably before TV, but as far as like TV wise, like me and him was like the only real fighter. So I treated it like a real fight, professional fight. I stayed in my room the whole time. It's unless like I had to do media stuff. I treated it professional, but a lot of people that was walking around Atlanta, just kind of, everybody was kind of loose. And for me, I was real strict because at the same time, this is my profession. This is what I do. I take boxing serious. Boxing not a joke to me, so I take it serious. But it was more like it was very, very open, and it just seemed like a lot of people was just, it was more of like a loose type of atmosphere.
Final thing, I just want to get your thoughts on Regis. It's officially been announced now, Gervonta Davis versus Mario Barrios. Just your thoughts on that, obviously up at your weight.
I mean, I want the winner for sure. I definitely would want the winner. If we can't do the Adrien Broner fight, definitely get the winner of them. Those two, I think, honestly, bro, I mean, Mario Barrios could pull off the upset, but I don't think he would. I think Gervonta Davis is better than him. But at the same time, Barrios is huge. For 140, Barrios is really big. He's like 6 foot, and Gervonta Davis is like 5'4". So that's a big size difference. Of course, size doesn't win fights, but that's definitely a big size difference. But I mean, for me, it don't matter, bro. Like they're fighting for a belt, and if I can fight them for that belt, that's definitely what I want. I want to be a champion again at 140, and if I can do that, that's what I'll do.
Right, Regis, I'm going to leave you now to get back home safe. So I'm going to leave a final word to yourself. For everybody who's followed you, supported you over that past weekend against Adrien Redkach, what would you like to say to them?
I mean, I just want to say, of course, man, thank y'all supporting. I got big shit coming up. Keep supporting. Keep the Rubu going strong. The Rubu brand going strong, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing, and I'm gonna keep beating these little boys up. And whoever they put in front of me, I'm gonna deal with.
Regis, I appreciate your time today. I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
No problem, brother.